Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Krishna Krishna
Atama. Oh.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare. Okay, you ready? Oh yeah, it should be warm. Oh, too hot. No, no. Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama It's nice warm water. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna got enough.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
I think that's enough.
Hare Krishna.
We don't need everybody. Okay. Will you put the inside one on first?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Wow.
Hare Hare, All glories to Son of Devotees, all glories to Son of Devotees, all glories to Son of Devotees, all glories of Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Bir Krishna Goswami ki jai.
Okay.
Welcome everyone. We're gathered here today to show our love and gratitude to His Holiness Bir Krishna Goswami. He has tirelessly created a wonderful oasis here in North Carolina. We know as Ugoloka for so many years. He started here in 1982, taking down trees with his own hands and building the temple and bringing forth Sri Sri Rai Golokananda, who were installed in 1985. And since then, the community has just kept going and growing. And we're eternally indebted to all of his hard work and his just his dedication to the mission of Srila Prabhupada. He's such a stalwart in Srila Prabhupada's mission, and today we have the opportunity to glorify him and show our gratitude and just have him realize how special he is and how much he's given to us and how grateful we are. So we're going to start with offerings from anyone who is present. And if anyone, just in respect of anyone's time, I had someone already request that they speak first because they may have to leave. So if anyone has to go early, if you could just let me know, and we can make those offerings in a timely fashion for you. So you're not waiting and waiting, but we'd like to have everybody be able to speak if they would like. We just ask if you could please keep it brief, maybe a couple of minutes, and to give everybody a chance to speak. So, would anybody like to speak that actually needs to depart early? Please let me know. I think Mother Savi was actually saying that she needed to depart early. Mother Savi, would you like to be the first? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I was reading a very wonderful book from the Kalakanta Prabhu, and I came to a passage that reminded me slowly. And I just want to share a few stanzas, so hopefully you will like it and the devotees will like it. It goes like this. A person slowly cleans his heart when he adorns or sees the lovely transcendental form of temple deities, or bathes in sacred waters in a famous holy dam. How quickly, though, does one grow pure when sages come along? Among the residents of earth, a Brahman is the best, especially when he is learned, grave, and self-possessed. A Brahman with devotion, though, so far exceeds the norm that he is just as dear to me as my own form. Of all the gods in heaven can be found, as all the gods in heaven can be found within himself, within the hearts of learned Brahmins, every scripture's wealth. A fool offends the Brahman, yet adores my deity, not knowing he is a guru and as such as good as me. These realized Brahmins see me everywhere in everything. To worship them delights me more than any offering. Please serve them just as you serve me, for doing so conveys your faith in me more tellingly than any other way. I thought it was really beautiful, and Vyasa Puja was coming, and it just came like that. Anyway, I just want to express a lot of thank yous, because some of the instructions that you gave me 20 years ago, finally, the head is a little thick. So finally, it starts sinking in. And sometimes I do remember quite a few of them that are quite important. And it still helped me a lot. So I wanted to say thank you very much. And I also remember today that whenever you were planning to speak to me about something about 20 years ago, 15 years ago, you would always ask me first if I was going on second time that day. So today I do have an excuse because I got to go to a football game. so that's why. Thank you very much.
Haribol! She's been serving in a very humble way for so many years. I mean, it's completely dedicated. What can I say? Serving her family, serving ISKCON, serving Prabhupada. Good example of a real devotee. Okay.
Next is Mother Irmela, who's in between Zooms. I wanted to thank you for giving such an inspiring example of a real disciple and a real servant to Srila Prabhupada, especially your continued, unwavering, firm stance on personal sadhana, taking care of the deities, doing the morning program, being strictly following Srila Prabhupada's instructions, with Srila Prabhupada's books. When our family first came here in 1990, we felt that this was an oasis, and I still feel like that. How welcoming you were to us, how kind you were to our children. We've been in temples where the children were never appreciated, and how loving you were with them, and how just kind you were with everyone, and how you maintain this through all the ups and downs and highs and lows of this world. And thank you very, very much. I mean, on a personal level, you've given me some incredible guidance in a general way on my inner journey, and I'm eternally grateful for that. And I thank you for tolerating me. I'm sure I'm one of your more annoying residents, and I'm very grateful that you are willing to tolerate me and give me a little bit of service. But mostly, I just appreciate your incredible loyalty and fidelity to Srila Prabhupada. I also really appreciate your joyfulness, your exuberance in spiritual life, which Srila Prabhupada says is one of the main symptoms of advancement in Krishna consciousness. He said, if you're not joyful, you're not making any advancement. And so we're always seeing this oceanic joy from you, and
way of using that joy and humor to be detached from the ups and downs of the children. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mother Ellen is rendering such valuable service to the GBC and ISKCON in general. I mean, she's an unsung hero, or heroine, because she's providing such an intellectual background with her membership in the Shastric Advisory Committee, which advises or publishes papers that advise the GBC, and hopefully the GBC accepts those papers sometimes. So anyways, very valuable service. I mean, she's really blossomed intellectually in the last, 25 years. Amazing. I'm just amazed. And just left in the dust. Okay. Who's next?
This offering is from Srila Prabhupada Maharaj. He wrote it on September 20th. Dear Bir Krishna Goswami, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Your Vyasa Puja is about to take place, and much of the ISKCON world, soon thereafter, will be making a pilgrimage to Vrindavan for the Kartik month. I am one of those ISKCON personalities, and I know how much you love Vrindavan, and in particular, your love for Govardhan Hill. Me too. Given the health circumstances that you have been dealing with, most likely you will not be able to visit Vrindavan during Kartik. However, I will. While I am there, particularly when performing Govardhan Parikrama, my thoughts will be with you, hoping that sometime in the future we can be by one another's side, making our pilgrimage, circumambulating Govardhan Hill, and remembering the wonderful pastimes that Krishna performed there on a regular basis. As we know, these pastimes of Krishna are eternal. Your love for Vrindavan and for Govardhan is like that also. Knowing this, for that reason, my thoughts will be with you as well. Your servant, Ramapada Swami.
Wow. I mean, Ramapada Maharaj is just, what can I say? He's completely dedicated to Prabhupada and Prabhupada's mission. And he's personally supporting some court cases that are taking place right now. Just blood and sweat and tears, just trying to support these court cases to please Prabhupada. And it's a surrendered soul, and certainly he's going to be with Krishna in the spiritual world, and Goloka Vrindavan, and Govardhan, and Goloka Vrindavan, I can assure you that. And, his disciples who serve him faithfully, like Sri Radhika, will go there too. And they'll be doing pilgrimages of Govardhan Hill eternally. Okay, who's next?
Namo Vishnu Devaya Krishna Goswami Mukhi Swami Pranami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gora Manapachari Nirasasa Shurna Shadishkani. I, along with everyone else here, am very thankful that Bir Krishna Maharaj has spearheaded this project and made it into the community that it is today. And of course it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort and planning, and sometimes plans come and go, they may not be perfect. But what Krishna is really looking for is bhakti. And it's through your bhakti, Maharaj, that this is all manifested. Your love for Prabhupada has manifested in a beautiful place where Shri Radhika are served and worshipped in a wonderful way, in a way which is so sweet that is attracting everyone. Everyone in Hillsborough is benefited, even if they don't know it. And it's bhakti that really matters. And we know that success in all endeavors in Krishna consciousness ultimately are based on the bhakti in the heart of the devotee. So we know that it's the loving relationship that Bir Krishna Maharaj has with Srila Prabhupada that is really bringing forth the wonderful dawn that we see here. So from the bottom of my heart, I say thank you for your bhakti and for your service, and we all are very, very fortunate to have your association. Hare Krishna.
Haribol. Krishna Prabhu, of course, he's Prabhupada's disciple, and he's a real preacher dedicated to the service of Srila Prabhupada, and he's there arranging the morning program. And sometimes there's several people in the morning program, and sometimes it's just Krishna Prabhu's wife, Rudrani. I mean, it's such a transcendental couple. So I want to thank you for the service you're rendering to Nugaloka and to Srila Prabhupada and to humanity at large by your encouraging Harinam Sankirtan.
So next, just inviting Dhamma Priya, because Dhamma Priya generally has to take care of her very elderly mother. And just a quick word about Dhamma Priya, regardless of all of her duties at home, she actually still comes 4 times a week to cook Raj Burga for your lordships. She's like an unstoppable tank. She just keeps on going no matter what. She's incredible.
And she has health challenges too. She has to take spinal injections, right? Or knee injections. She's very dedicated, and she sees everybody like her sons and daughters. She's like my mother.
Please accept my humble obeisances, all glory to you, all glory to Srila Prabhupada. To my dearest spiritual master, I offer my sincere prayers and blessings to you on this day of your most glorious appearance. Your determination and focus in staying steady in the spiritual practice, even when the rest of the world seems to be gone totally crazy, shows your sincere determination to continue on in your service, preaching, in whatever means available to you, be it in your online classes or now, not only here at the temple, but you've been able to venture out and get more to travel to other places as well. This I said last year, and I will repeat again, my sincere appreciation to you for accepting me under your wing, giving me shelter, loving and caring for me unconditionally, and allowing me to be myself, not having to pretend to be like someone I'm not, serving the best way possible for me. I appreciate that you showed concern for our health and well-being and demonstrated it to us by taking care of your own. Lastly, I pray that I can follow your example to stay steady, focused, spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally fit. Good day, my prayers to stay in good health and will be forever be granted the strength to continue your mission and journey of spreading the holy name. In conclusion, for now, I would like to say thank you for being you and how fortunate I feel to have your association and guidance. Love to you, happy Puja. Love your daughter and eternal servant, Damodar Priya.
Jai, Jai.
Okay, so Damodar Das is raising his hand now. So
Damodar Das. Okay.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ji Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauranga Prachadane Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare सर्वप्रथम मैं गुरु को करता हूँ मुझे एक कहावत जो हिंदी में कहते हैं गुरु गोविंद दोनों करे किसके लागू भाव धन्यवाद है गुरु को जिसने दिए लगाए.
So first of all, I bring our obeisances to my honorable Guru, and he's quoting, saying that if the Lordship and the Guru are both standing together, who should I go to first? It's always the Guru. Guru comes first.
तो मैं आज ये बताना चाहूँगा, पहली बार मेरे जीवन में 90s के बाद है जो गुरु जी एक डिवोटी के घर पर 11 बजे प्रोग्राम था और हम 2 दिन से तैयारी किए, सब सजा कर और जैसे रास्ते वहाँ से और यहाँ तक लगभग ऐसे हम सब कपड़ा हटा दिए और फूल रखे और मैं अपने आप सोच रहा था शायद बूढ़ा होगा और हम उनके साथ में आस्ते आस्ते जाएगा।
So this is a memory from the 90s when Guru Maharaj was supposed to a lecture or a program at Shivananda Prabhu's house in Lamasa, Fiji. And he also has a very long driveway, so this is my dad, my mom, and all of us were very engaged in trying to decorate and everything. In his mind, he's thinking, a very old guy would come, he's going to walk very slowly, and we have to follow behind him.
तो जैसे गुरु जी आया वो मोटर में उतरा, वो सीधा दौड़ कर जाकर तो हम गणपत भी अच्छा से नहीं कर पाए, दौड़ कर गणपत दिए।
So as soon as Guru Maharaj came, he was like a spring. He got out of the car and within seconds he was in there. And he like I was not sure that it would done or when it would done, like he just flashed.
इसी दिन मुझे एहसास हुआ कि ये जो भक्त लोग होते हैं क्यों इतने चरफर यानी कि फ्रिस्की होते हैं, कहाँ शहर में जहाँ देखो नाचते हैं और उनके जो हमेशा भक्तों के जो कला से हम सुनते हैं कीर्तन, हम ये कह सकते हैं गोल्डन वॉइस होता है।
And from that day I realized that when you have a pure devotee, he's full of energy and he's always young. The voice that he sings kirtan with is like a golden voice and it will always resonate in your ears. So he's like, from that day he realized that the energy that the devotees are getting is from the devotion that they have for Krishna.
तो उसी समय मैं सोच लिया था, उस समय मेरे 5 बच्चे सब छोटे छोटे थे, किशोर सब स्कूल जा रहे थे और मैं सोच लिया था मैं इसी गुरु को अपनाऊंगा, तो मैं उसी से गुरु दीक्षा लिया। आज सब पढ़कर ग्रेजुएट हो गए हैं और आज ये एहसास हुआ कि मैं अमेरिका में हूँ। मैं जिंदगी में कभी ये नहीं सोचा था और मैं गुरु करने को धन्यवाद।
So over time I've realized that Bir Krishna Maharaj was the guru that I wanted to get my initiation from, and his guidances through other devotees as well has actually helped me raise my 5 kids, including Keshwan. And he never thought he'd ever come to America, and by Guru's mercy, he's here and he's with Guru Maharaj. So he's very thankful and he's repeatedly paying obeisance to Guru Maharaj, so to speak. Hare Krishna.
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते वी कृष्ण गोस्वामी नामिने। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्ण गोस्वामी महाराज की जय।
Jai. All right. That was short and sweet. Okay. So, who's next?
Like if I get in out of France, since I hear you drove all the way from Cleveland, is that right?
Yes.
Nityananda Prabhu came all the way, you're from Cincinnati now? Cleveland. All the way from Cleveland. Originally Chicago, he was temple president in Chicago, and he and his wife did such an amazing job running the temple there, completely surrendered to all the different services and tolerating so much. I mean, I don't know who else in the three worlds could tolerate what Nityananda tolerated. And I mean, it's just inside information, but he tolerated a lot. And he just goes on serving enthusiastically in spite of all sorts of obstacles and issues. You know, just amazing to me. Thank you for your determination. All right.
You're a big reason for that too much, that I have the tolerance because of you. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam
Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Dear Srila Bir Krishna Goswami Maharaja, please accept our humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace and Srila Prabhupada. Vyasa Puja is a day of unabashed glorification of the spiritual master, an event of delving deep into our hearts and finding pearls of realization that have been implanted by the rain and the moon-like mercy of Sri Guru. I am here speaking on behalf of my family, Hemangi and Prahlad, and also my dear friends Nandasuta and Vrajabhakti and their daughters. Kindly accept our heartfelt appreciation and gratitude for you and your gestures of love and encouragement towards us. Sri Ramachandra is a personality with crowning qualities of empathy and compassion, not just for his own friends and kin, but for everyone he came across. The residents of Ayodhya, the members of a greater family called Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that the entire world is my family, feel elated when describing him as Vyasaneshu Manushyanam Vrisham Bhavati Dukkhitaha Utsaveshu Cha Sarveshu Pitayeva Paritushyati. He, Sri Ramachandra, grieves profoundly whenever people are afflicted by misfortunes. He rejoices like a loving father when others are celebrating their fortunes. They compare him to being a mother and father for them, that he grieves like a mother when the subjects are afflicted by misfortunes and celebrates like a proud father when his subjects are celebrating. We find similar qualities in you, Maharaj. When we were broken by the hard blow dealt by Providence, you traveled all the way to Seattle and Chicago despite your worldwide travel itinerary to be the banyan tree under whose shade we could find solace. When we shared with you how we were emerging from these experiences towards finding a greater goal in our lives, you celebrated with us with your laughter and songs. We are deeply indebted to you. We pray that the deities Sri Radha Golokananda and Srila Prabhupada bestow you with even more energy and health to continue being the perambulatory banyan tree of grace. Your servants, Nandasuta, Vrajabhakti, Aditi Sachi, Nityananda Prandas, Hemangi and Prahlad.
Wow. Thank you very much. As you can probably tell, Nityananda Prandas is an expert in the Ramayana, the Valmiki Ramayana, which he reads on a regular basis, right? I remember. Anyway, who's next?
Mother Krishna Priya.
Mataji.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bir Krishna Goswami Iti Namane. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Sundari Prashashatrani. It is a wonderful good fortune that we can be here to have the opportunity to celebrate your appearance today in the Association of Devotees. So one might think, what is this Vyasa Puja? But actually, this Vyasa Puja is the opportunity for all of us to come together and receive the great mercy of glorifying the devotee of the Lord, who is glorifying his devotee. And so today we get the mercy of the whole, the 6th session. And certainly Srila Prabhupada is most pleased. So I wrote something, and I'm going to read it. Before that, I just wanted to mention how this morning I was thinking about Bir Goswami and how he says how important it is to have faith in the spiritual master, to have faith in the holy Dham, to have faith in the scriptures, and love for the Vaishnavas. And Gurudev, this is the example that you are setting for all of us. And also Bir Goswami, he was so practical how he went step by step until he came to the highest goal, and how you are also guiding us to take it step by step, but at the same time showing us what is that highest goal, but to attain it in a very practical way. So I wanted to read my offering. Dear Srila Gurudev, please accept my obeisances on this most auspicious day of your appearance. All glory to Srila Prabhupada, all glory to devotional service, and the wonderful inspiring example you set for all of us. Recently, when you were having some health challenges, and we weren't seeing you as often, the pangs of separation actually deepened our appreciation for you. The other day when I saw you walking by, well, this has always been actually since I first met you, when I saw you walking by in Miami in 1978, and the wind was blowing your sannyas cape. It was immediately like, oh my gosh. So the other day when I saw you walking by, I was meditating on how Srila Prabhupada said that a pure devotee of the Lord is actually a holy tirtha. And I was reflecting on how just by seeing you, because you're always meditating on Srila Prabhupada, just by hearing your voice, because you're always hearing the voice of Srila Prabhupada, it makes me think of Krishna, Vrindavan, Krishna Lila, Srila Prabhupada, and what is the actual goal of life. You have set an amazing example of impeccable devotional service year after year after year, giving strength and encouragement to so many devotees, staying focused and solid amidst so many disturbances and tribulations, always remembering your goal and always giving your heart to Srila Prabhupada. And I was reflecting on how sometimes people have a public life and a private life, but your life has always just been what you see. What we see is what's happening. It's happening every day. You're chanting the holy name, you're taking prasadam, you're worshiping Krishna. Your love for Srila Prabhupada and your devotion to serving him is such an example for all of us to understand, like, what does it mean to actually take shelter of a spiritual master. Your willingness to tolerate all disturbances for the benefit of others is also quite an example for all of us. Another thing I've noticed is how you're willing to come out of the box and to serve Srila Prabhupada, and that also is an inspiration. And most of all, your very sweet devotion to Shri Radha Lokananda and your dedication to serving them for so many years enlivens us all. You have created this tirtha here, and everyone who comes here feels so much gratitude and feels so nourished in your devotional life. Thank you for being willing to guide me for so many years. Please forgive my offenses. I pray that you continue in your devotional service. May Giriraj always give you protection. And this morning, when I was thinking about your Vyasa Puja, at first I didn't know where my offering was. I couldn't find it. And then I was thinking, well, what will I say? So then I started meditating in Guru Vastika prayers, and I thought, oh, the first verse, samsara. I was thinking, because you have taken shelter of Srila Prabhupada, then you're able to deliver us from this samsara, this repeated birth and death. And then I was saying Mahabu Kirtan Nidavita, because you're always absorbed in hearing and chanting and speaking the glories of the Lord. You're inspiring everyone else to hear Bir Krishna book, hear the scriptures. And then Sivigrahada and Nityananda, I was thinking how you're so steady in the worship of your deities, Kunjabihari, all over the world. You're always serving, taking care of them, and concerned for the welfare of Radha Golokananda. And I was just going through each verse, how you're always concerned that the devotees and the deities should have nice prasada. And although you can't take those preparations, you feel happy when everyone else is taking prasad. And I was thinking how you, Shri Vigrahada and Shri Radhika, I was thinking how you recited all those different beautiful audios of the different Goswamis that go into the beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna so that we can hear them. And then how you're representing the Supreme Lord, and how only by getting the mercy of the great devotees can we advance in devotional's life. So again, thank you very much for allowing me this opportunity to be in your association. Hare Krishna.
Jai. Mother Krishna, she continues to serve the deities since the beginning. And she was actually living up in the temple room for years. In the room we have for the AV equipment, you know, the amplifier and everything like that. She was living in that little room, and she had to walk down to use the facilities down at the bottom of the temple because we didn't have the bathroom building at that particular point. And so she lived like that for years, just serving and, just sacrifice everything to serve the deities. Amazing. Amazing. Anyway, thank you very much for all those years of loyal service and dedication to Sri Sri Radha Golokananda. I mean, it's just like, it's an amazing thing, someone living, a lady living like that. Isn't it? Most ladies, they wanted their own kitchen, their own everything. Like Krishna's awarded her for that now, but she had nothing. It's true. Nothing, just a room right next to the deity. You couldn't even sleep because people having kirtan there all the time.
It was on Sunday night when they would do the pots, and it was underneath, they would both be yelling at each other like
Yeah. Okay. That's the best time of her life, she said. So who else?
Omkar, Prabhu, and Jadharani.
Jadharani and Omkara.
Om Namaste Namo Salakaya Sakshurukula Smashurukula Nom Vishnu Radha Krishna Sarvata Bir Krishna Goswami Maharaj, all the auspicious day of appearance, we just beg your mercy that we can serve you better than we have been serving. You have been a great inspiration for all of us. Like this Dham attracted us because you built it so nicely, beautifully. It's almost it's incredible. Like looking at even at the structure, because being an architect, it's not easy structure to build. but it's one of the unique temples in ISKCON. I must say, from Judaistic dome point of view,
Yeah.
So it's incredible effort, just to build physically with your hands. And now this structure is so beautiful. It's unique in the world, I must say. The oasis you have created, it's like Goloka. We can feel it. The intimacy, we feel it with the deities here. It's incredible. I have never experienced anywhere in the world. It's the standard of worship, the cleanliness, and the devotees serving here and under your guidance. It's incredible. And so it's because of you, Maharaj, that you have built this community so nicely and guided it from time to time. And now your involvement in empathy and compassion and all that, which were missing parts of some of the ISKCON, what you call management. So you brought it forward. And it's just great progress. I mean, so we are so thankful to you bringing the community, raising the community standards in terms of compassion and helping everyone out. We are so grateful to you, Maharaj. Like your experiences in going to Vrindavan and visiting all these nice places, and then telling all these stories and your intimate experiences at Govardhan. It's incredible. And you're taking care of Govardhan Dham, and in terms of helping it clean, and some of the spaces you've cleaned so nicely, and just incredible. I mean, your seva is incredible. I mean, we should be knowing more, but I don't know many things about you much. That's so fact, you know. And like, we are very, very grateful to you having come here. And not only that, your the schools here, and even Mother Roma's school, we were very attracted, and that's the reason when we moved here, so that was one of our main attractions, you know. And since we have come and settled here, we did find a lot of solace under the shelter of Shri Radha Golokanand and yourself, Maharaj. So we do appreciate every effort that you have made to propagate this dham here. And we always look forward to your humorous stories, you know, in terms of, I mean, you just make us understand in a very light way, you know, not being serious. So Maharaj, on this auspicious day of your years, I just want to say that you continue providing your guidance to all of us. May you have a great health and a long life to serve and healthy, with great health, you know. So that's the wish we have. And if we have offended in any ways, please forgive us. And we do want to take further guidance from you. Hare Krishna.
Haribol! Omkar is very, very, very humble because I believe you helped design the temple in Delhi, right?
My father.
Your father designed that. Anyway, family designed that temple. Yeah, so, I mean, that's a very unique dome. And rather, thank you for the help that you've rendered all these years and tolerating me when you come up with plans that I don't like. Anyway, when I talk, I'll talk more about the future of Yugaloka. So, okay. Thank you. Haribol. Okay.
Divya Leela, who's fresh from Prabhupada Village. She's serving the deities there. Divya Leela.
Where is she? Oh, there she is. Haribol.
Happy Vyasa Puja Day, Shaguru. I write this because I have so much appreciation for you, and just want to share some memories. I'll always be very grateful to Krishna for showing me the way to you. My spiritual journey to you has been so magical and blissful, and sometimes I feel like it surely can't be reality, because how could we possibly experience such bliss in this material world? But when it's Krishna related, it becomes true magic. Krishna had planned all these little events for me leading up to the day I would meet you. I was on my spiritual journey of wanting to know more about who I am and what my purpose was in this world. I was very lost. I had once heard from a devotee I had met in the Green Mountains of Vermont about how she had a guru, a spiritual teacher. I was hankering for guidance, a teacher, a guru. I thought to myself, I need a guru, I feel ready. Fast forward 8 months, I found myself in Auckland, New Zealand in the spring of 2017 and felt like the path I was mysteriously guided on was taking me further away from where I actually wanted to be. Until I heard that a sannyasi was in town. A devotee I was staying with at New Varshandam, Parsati Devidasi, took me to the home program where I met you. You were giving a class and you had given me your book, Realizing Our Empathic Nature Connected to Krishna. After speaking with you, I felt this wonderful connection. I felt heard and understood, and everything you were speaking about made perfect sense to me. My whole world lit up, and you were personal, relatable, and so kind and caring to me, a new bhakti at the time. That's when I knew there and then that I had finally found my guru. Thank you, dear Gurudev.
Haribol! Yeah, I remember. In Auckland, and then I arranged for you to be with disciples in Sacramento after that. Because something happened with some festival that was supposed to occur there. I remember that. Anyway, thank you very much for your appreciation. Yeah, Krishna makes the arrangement. By the mercy of Krishna, one gets Guru. By the mercy of Guru, one gets Krishna. Okay. Who's next?
Dear Gurudev, Namo Vishwavadaya Krishna Vishaya Bhakti Bir Krishna Goswami Namane. Namo Vishwavadaya Krishna Vishaya Bhakti Goswami Namane. I didn't have anything planned, so this is a little bit off the cuff, but
He's a PhD.
I'm grateful for your personal example in sadhana. I don't think I know any leader in ISKCON as steady as in sadhana as you are, so I appreciate that you always put that focus, because it's very easy to get derailed into different things and then lose focus on sadhana, and then spiritual life becomes very difficult at that point. So I appreciate that. And I also appreciate your emphasis on distinguishing between principles and details. I think it makes Krishna consciousness a more dynamic and enlivening experience, and it's nice to be a part of a community that values that type of thing.
That was it.
That was it. Adi Krishna is a professor at a university, and we actually put him through graduate school, and then then he went to Cambridge. You got your PhD yet? No, still. It's been approved. His thesis has been approved. It's just a question he has to re-edit certain things in it. And then also, we arranged his marriage. Isn't it? You didn't sound enthusiastic about that one. Okay, so thank you very much, Adi. No, his wife is a fantastic devotee. Fantastic devotee. She's in Slovenia right now, just waiting for her visa for the United States. Okay. Oh.
Very happy Vyasa Maharaj. I would like to first of all express my gratitude on behalf of my family, Pika Sudri and Ujjwala Sanandas, for accepting us as your kind servant. After the departure of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj, we did not feel that we do not have a guru. So from the bottom of our heart, we want to express our gratitude for that. Maharaj has been always very kind, and I have not found any difference as if we are not disciples of Maharaj or initiated disciples of Maharaj. Maharaj is very much available for everything and anything at every time. He is available on emails, he is personally available, he is available on phone for anything and any sort of issues which we have, spiritually or materially. Maharaj has always been willing and to help us. Not only that, he accepted Puja Rasanandas as his second initiated disciple as well, after Guru Maharaj left the planet. So that's a very big solace for us, Maharaj, and thank you so much for that. I see Maharaj as a Kul Guru, the Kul Guru of the Hillsborough Temple, and Maharaj is also a Cool Guru. The reason I say is that his unmatched prophecy over the spiritual subject matter, where Maharaj is taking serious discussions on Chaitanya Charitamrita, and on the other hand, giving a Sunday fixed lecture like last time Maharaj gave the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita in a plain English and expressed everything which is there in the chapter, without even bringing the Bhagavad Gita verses, so beautifully explained the whole concept matter. So he has a complete command over any small service offered to Maharaj, he gratefully accepts it, and he is so grateful for that, as if somebody has done a big service to Maharaj. So that is a clear reflection of Krishna's love. As in scriptures we have heard from our acharyas that Krishna recognizes and glorifies even the smallest service towards him, and the same qualities I see Maharaj reflecting. Anything smallest offered is recognized and glorified. So thank you so much for that, Maharaj. And on behalf of family, I express my gratitude again for giving us shelter and again accepting us. Hare Krishna.
Haribol! Puja Basundari are rendering so much nice service to the deities. Whenever they dress the deities, I feel young again. And I feel very much connected, and they drive long distance in the morning to serve the deities. I'm so grateful, good devotees, and they raise their son so nicely. Their son is just like a perfect devotee. He's amazing, kirtan, sacrifices, so that's the proof, the results. Palena Padachiyate, judge something by the results. Okay. Who else?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. This is an offering by Amarendra, his name is Amarendra Prabhu. He has sent the audio recording.
Yeah.
So I just play.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bir Krishna Goswami iti namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshitani. It is my honor and privilege to be purifying my tongue by getting a chance to glorify a very exalted Vaishnava of His Holiness Bir Krishna Maharaj Goswami's category. Although I have not had, I would say, any personal association of Maharaj except for once interacting with Maharaj at New Golopalham, I have profusely benefited by watching his classes online. And my personal favorites are the audiobook reading that Maharaj has recorded, and it's on ISKCON Desire Tree. Many rare books of the Acharyas have been very wonderfully recorded in audio form, very easy for anyone and everyone to hear and get benefited. Dull-headed people like me don't have interest in reading books, and when I try to read, I fall asleep. But by hearing these audiobooks, I feel profusely enlivened. The Vidat Madhav, Lalit Madhav, Anandradam Champu series are very nice, beautiful, soothing voice, and recorded with a lot of devotion and compassion. Also, Maharaj's mood and mission, Srila Prabhupada's mission, Prabhupada's movement, is very special because with loyalty loyalty to Srila Prabhupada and the depth in the Gaudiya Vaishnava literature and depth in the spirit of serving Krishna in the mood of the Brajvasis, yet at the same time keeping it very holistic, non-sectarian, and approachable even for those from a different cultural background. Maharaj, in my opinion, is an expert blender of spiritual, cultural, and practical principles. Even those coming from a non-Indian background who may find Vrindavan and Krishna to be initially a foreign concept can very quickly blend into the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by the mood that His Holiness Bir Krishna Maharaj carries. And what to speak of his very sweet singing and devotional expression. This whole community of New Goloka is blessed to have had such a wonderful, inspiring leader for so many decades, who preaches, who practices, who inspires, and the whole community, as vibrant as it is now, is all at the lotus feet of His Holiness Bir Krishna Maharaj. And even I, although I am not personally part of the community, I also, on this most auspicious Vyasa Puja occasion, I offer my head in submission, and I pray to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the healthy, long life of Maharaj. Yet at the same time, I pray to Maharaj for my personal, healthy, long life in Srila Prabhupada's service. One chapter of the Vyasa Kripasa Duvya Evasha, Patitanam Bhavanabhyo Vaishnavyo.
Haribo. Wow. Unexpected kind words. Narendra, I mean, that's really encouraging. Okay.
Gopal Das?
Oh, Gopal. Didn't recognize you.
It's not surprising that Narendra Prabhu wanted to speak words. In your glorification, I think you've touched so many lives that you don't realize, especially through your commitment to broadcasting electronically and using all of this otherwise filthy technology to bring Krishna consciousness to all of us. And we really appreciate it. And I've been realizing that since I was very, very young, I've always had so many plans for materially glorious events and things, and I never felt lost. But I realized some years ago that actually I was, and I still always forget. But I want to thank you so much for ruining all of my plans.
Especially the Hollywood ones. Becoming a famous actor. You made it into a Whoopi Goldberg.
You ruined all my plans to destroy myself, and that way you save me.
Thank you. Yeah, it's true. I actually ruined all of his material plans. Even came out to Los Angeles to save him, bring him back here. Lost Angeles, sorry. Devotees don't like that. Okay, so Gopal, anyway, Gopal's serving in a very humble way. He buys the boga, he's arranged the arrangement. If there's some thing that has to be done, even like the other day, the septic system had to be repaired. And, just in a very humble way. People don't get any adulation, praise for that usually. People want to be praised, they decorate things nicely or build a building or something like that. But he's just like humbly, enthusiastically serving the Vaishnavas.
Haribo.
Haribo.
So we're going to hear from some of the youth, starting with Sarvabit, and we'll go around to
Yeah, maybe a little beer time each way.
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Krishna Devi Sheshashri Krishna Padeshitani Vajakatvatarupi Sritipa Sindhu Kiritsa Patitanam Pavanidyo Vaishnavedyo. Dear Srila Gurudev, I have so much to be thankful for because of your causeless mercy. I am grateful for our deities, Sri Sri Radha Gopalana, and the opportunity to serve them in any way. I am grateful for this Vrindavan that has been created in North Carolina, New Golokadham, that you have established, Ahom Shri New Golokadham. I am grateful for the Vaishnavas in our congregation whose movements have been under your guidance and your expert direction. I am thankful for our youth group whose inspiration and growth have been under your shelter. I am thankful for your personal guidance which has helped me to make to practice my bhakti strongly in material testing times. Most of all, I am thankful for your presence, which has been like a bright torch in the darkness of material life. I am thankful for these aspects and so many more, which have appeared in my life because of your mercy and compassion. Thank you so much, Shri Gurudev, your eternal son, Sarvavitas.
Wow! Wonderful devotee, serving, never complains, and wonderful service attitude. I mean, just like, I wish I had thousands of disciples like that. I could take over the world. Okay, here's our prodigy.
Yes, my dear Gurudev, thank you so much for being there for me. I remember being 5 years old, running around in the family property, seeing you and jumping into obeisances and just ready to hear what you would say to me. Just year by year, I'm 12 now, but year by year, I can see how much love, how much of caring attitude you have for each one of your disciples, for each devotee, for each person in the congregation. And I am so fortunate to be one of the persons who that love has been showered on without obstruction. And whatever experiences I've had with you, like a lot of times you encouraged me, a lot of times you chastised me. I remember that time I went to give you some prashadam near your cabin, and you instructed me to wake up earlier and have a better routine, sleep earlier, wake up earlier. That's very important for sadhana. And then you just left me to know, think about it. Think about it. I said, Hare Krishna. And I was walking back, thinking about it. And after that, I decided I'll take little baby steps. And with the help of my parents, I started getting up. I told you the latest I get up is 8:30. Then when I started waking up at 7, and after that I'm getting earlier and earlier, and I'm starting to now hit Brahma Muhurta time by mercy. So thank you so much, Gurudev. I'd also like to just see the thumbs up, that wonderful happy face that warms my heart. And just the encouragement at each step, the way you have developed this community. In so many ways, I'm just spellbound by how much you're doing for this community. Thank you so much. And thank you is a smaller word. Even if I say eternally grateful, I don't know what to say. The language, it cannot carry enough. Like in the 10th canto, probably the 85th chapter, around there. There's a chapter, it's the chapter saying the Vedas and Puranas glorify Vishnu. And beginning verse says that how can the Supreme Lord or any of his potencies or any entourage of his be glorified, because language has its limits. But how can Shastra glorify? And I think the same thing. How can language even even show the littlest of appreciation for what Vaishnavas like you have done. Thank you so much, dear Gurudev, for helping me, for being there for me, for caring for me throughout. And I'm so very, very grateful to have you in my life and to be under your shelter. Thank you.
Haribol! And he's only 12, going on 70. I mean, what a real prodigy. I mean, just super intelligent, and more advanced than his physical age. It was just, very good with sadhana and brahminical, because his parents are very brahminical too. Okay.
नमस्कार कृष्ण मुझे शिव देवी कृष्णदास गोस्वामी के नाम नमो हमसे काशी प्रभुपाद आगे सुधि के सुधि विश्राम के सामने Dear Gurudev, I've learned two things this year. One, gratitude is an intentional emotion, and two, the pain of desperation is not nearly as painful as a lack thereof. I've been so lost and foolish not to think that I can navigate myself back to Godhead. And that hasn't even become my priority this year. I'm already struggling navigating my turbulences through school. And I've been so neglectful and have lost all my urgency to go back to Krishna. But today, Gurudev, on the auspicious occasion of the Vyasa Puja, I'm blessed with the opportunity of reflecting on the impact in my life and how you're always available to answer my questions, and you always engage us in service according to our strengths and passion. And I'm seriously taking your presence for granted in my life right now. And 2 years ago, I didn't realize it, but I was in the bliss of desperation, and all I hoped and needed for was guidance. And once I attained the merciful guidance and shelter, my blissful desperation began to flicker away. But I yearned to experience that bliss again, Gurudev. And my meditation on your mercy and tolerance gave me a valuable moment of introspection that allowed me to rekindle a spark of gratitude and desperation that I hope to burn like a fire again. May I continue to meditate and offer my gratitude to the family and home you've given me in Ugoloka, and on top of the treasured gift of your frequent association, the only valuable part of this lifetime you've created for me today. Thank you so much.
Haribol! Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Wonderful. All right.
I'm really happy to be sitting on the side of the stage recording you for the third Vyasa Puja in a row. I think a lot can change in a year, and I this year feel the most unqualified to speak and to be here to serve you, but I'm still here, and that's because of you and your mercy. And I really just want to be with you, and like that song, Gurudev, please let me be with you. That's my only thing I can hold on to that I think will bring me to Krishna, is that desire that I have. Thank you.
We're heading up the university outreach, not just the preaching. University, of course, Dixit Ryan Brewer was in charge, but Brazil is an essential aspect as a student, bringing in people and cultivating people. So we're very thankful. So, who's next?
Hare Krishna Guru. Namo Vishwadaya Krishna Prashaya Mukeshu Bir Krishna Goswami Namo Krishna Kashaya Prabhupada Devi Sutta Krishna Devi Sutta. Dear Srila Gurudev, happy Vyasa Puja. First of all, thank you so much for taking me into your shelter last year and being so merciful and compassionate to me, even though I feel very undeserving of it. Thank you for giving me this new Goloka family, temple, and environment, which is like my lifeline. My life is really meaningless without this gem you have given me. It's the only thing that keeps me going despite whatever situation I'm in.
New Golokadam is my happy place, and my godbrothers and godsisters and God family you have given me are my happy people. The people I'm the happiest around who feel the closest to Guru and Krishna. Thank you for always encouraging our dancing seva. Because of your Guru Dev, do I get to have so many opportunities to dance for the deities, and that means the world to me, and I'm so fortunate for all these opportunities. I hope to make you proud, Guru Dev, and whatever little seva I may do, please accept it as an offering and a token of gratitude for the shelter, mercy, and happiness you have given to this undeserving soul. Praying to always be in your loving service and guidance to Shri Shri Radha Golokananda and New Golokadam. Your eternally grateful servants, Surya Narandika Devi Vyasa.
Wow. What a wonderful offering. Very encouraging. Amazing. Okay. And now the gratitude offerings, which is nice. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Oh.
Hi, Krishna Guru, please accept my obeisances. I don't have very much to say, but I just want to express how grateful I am that I am in the service of you and in the service of the deities here in Goloka. This is my true home, I've come to realize. And serving you brings me so much pleasure, and I'm so grateful for your I'm so grateful for your association, and I'm so grateful I get to serve you. And I'm so grateful for the deities here because definitely without the deity worship, I don't know where I would be personally. So thank you for bringing Radha Golokananda here, and thank you for everything you do, for the devotees, for the temple, and of course, thank you for encouraging me and always being here for me. Thank you, Guru.
Well, she dresses the deities wonderfully, and she was very, very dedicated. She gets up early in the morning, serves the deities, and the transcendental team, her mother, and her father, and her brother, and her, of course. And they just, without them, I don't know how the deity service would go on.
She cooks well too, aren't she?
But she cooks well, yeah, she's a baker. And she's able to bake the few things that I'm able to eat, which is remarkable. So, Isha.
I wish to share with you some of my humble witnesses. I just somehow strive to be your humble servant and to always, at the best of my ability, follow your instructions.
Hello. It's on many mornings he wakes up the deities early in the morning. He's getting up like 2 o'clock or 2:30 or something like that, and being at the temple really early, getting play up and everything. Just really thankful that and he's a good musician too. And I think when I get older, he's going to travel with me. I don't know how much older I can get. A lot. Unless I'm going to have to hold my eyelids so the eyes stay. Okay. Shri Radhika.
Maharaj, thank you for initiating my wholeheartedness journey. You helped me understand how that spiritual bypassing was going on in the years prior, and I'm so grateful to you for that. I'm really grateful to you for empowering me to facilitate empathic communication support groups, because I most desperately need them. And in the association of like-minded souls, I'm able to learn and I'm able to practice, because I really want to imbibe the kind of empathy that you exhibit, that you have. I want to imbibe that in every vein of my body and every ounce of my blood. So you're such an inspiration for me, and such a supporter and cheerleader in all my attempts to spread empathic communication. I really thank you for helping me understand and training me in how to be independently thoughtful, which is such a critical skill as a mother of 2 tweens. The all-dreaded teenage years are not too far away, and you've taught me how to adjust details while being very faithful to the principles of Krishna consciousness. I feel that I'm living and loving now with my whole heart, and for that I'm really grateful to you. Thank you.
Haribol. Also, sort of I gave her son ammunition to chastise his mother and correct her. You know, he'll say, that's not empathic communication, isn't it? You know, you have to listen, you know, you have to be more empathic. You know, when she tries to give instruction, it just doesn't work anymore. So, and she's done such a great job teaching empathic communication. She had groups in China, groups in the South Pacific, you know, in America, everywhere. And even the GBC college, right? Even teaching the GBC to be more empathic, the prospective members of the GBC. Not the president yet. Okay, so, all right. Oh, Ujjwala.
Very quick one. My pranams to you, Maharaj. Humble pranams to you. I'm just gonna take 30 seconds back to Srimad Bhagavatam again. What can I say, Maharaj? This was my offering last year too, but this is how I feel all the time when I see you. Bhavad Vidas Bhagavatas Tirtha Buddha Swayam Vibho Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani Swantas Dena Kathabrataha. The saintly people make all the places pilgrimage when they walk because they carry Govinda in their heart. So we are very fortunate that we have you here, Maharaj. Your presence here is not only felt here to the devotees here at the temple, but knowing that you are here just keeps us on a different platform to all of us in the congregation. Thank you so very much for taking care of all of us in so many different aspects, not just clarifying the philosophical points, but in so many different aspects. Each one of us, all our families here, are indebted to you in so many ways. We are very thankful to you for the deities, for Srila Prabhupada here, and for everything that you are giving, Maharaj. We pray for your divine Krishna conscious, happy life. Hare Krishna.
Very well. Ujjwala is heading up our devotee care initiative. And whenever there's a devotee in trouble, medically, psychologically, spiritually, she's there to help them. We want to thank her for that, because caring for the devotees is the most important activity. More important than serving directly Krishna. So, okay. Go
Please, respectful obeisances. All glories to Lotus feet and all glories to Srila Prabhupada. I guess, first of all, I want to thank all the devotees here because I feel incredibly fortunate and inspired by everything that you've shared, and it stimulates a lot of how I feel from a spiritual master. And so I'm really grateful for everybody's association, and ask in advance that if I've said or done anything, that you please forgive me for any offenses that I may have knowingly or unknowingly committed. It just so many things that were coming up for me, and how, like what you have created in New York, and that it's, I feel like you're working both sides of the aisle in a way, because you're in the spiritual world and you're bringing the spiritual world to us, and at the same time you're encouraging us to go to the spiritual world. There's like this back and forth and encouragement and inspiration. And I feel like that's something that you strive towards, is, you know, making sure that everybody has whatever it is they need to go back home. And the impact that it's had on the way that you share and care for everybody on a very personal level. And it's this metaphor image comes to mind, and it's like throwing a stone into a pond and it ripples out. And I feel like that's, you know, your love of Prabhupada and your love of Krishna just does that. I mean, it just spreads endlessly in these rings, touching, you know, everybody, and everybody that touches everybody else. And it's like a lotus that's open, it's like, those ripples are like a lotus that you inspire to open in everybody's heart. It's really amazing. And, you know, we've heard that there's no difference between, you know, Krishna, God, and the spiritual master. I mean, obviously there's a difference, but, you know, and I was thinking the reason for that is because you are so personal, and because you are so connected to Krishna, that your heart is, you know, big enough for everyone that comes into your need for shelter. I mean, you do your best to give shelter to anybody that comes to you. And your heart's big enough for that, and you can see that, and that's exemplified in everything that everybody's sharing today. And I feel like that's, you know, a very special personality that can do that. And then obviously your life's example is so amazing in that regard, and how personal it is, but how much it inspires and gives hope, because it's, you know, coming from such a very conditioned place. You know, it can be overwhelming to deal with some scars that we've you know, the impressions that we've received that haven't been positive ones. And so there's just, in everything that you do, you give hope, and you water that lotus that's in everybody's heart. And, you know, again, just allowing or working, striving for, you know, making sure that everybody has the opportunity to go back home to Godhead, but then you've also created the spiritual world here in New Goloka, so that both sides of the aisle can be worked, and that everybody can be inspired, you know, to go back home. And so I just appreciate your patience and your tolerance of, you know, at least for myself, and, you know, trying to create this happy internal place. And so I really appreciate you inspiring that.
Jai. Yeah. Yogi is another one of those unsung heroes who you don't hear just do such, like, externally big stuff, but in Krishna's eyes, those things are very big. In my eyes, they're very big too. So I want to thank you for all this unmotivated, undeterred service in spite of different challenges. Okay. Chant Harmony.
Om Krishna Goswami, Bir Krishna Goswami, Om I just want to tell you that I'm thinking of you as often as I can. For you are my only shelter in this victorious world. You are there, you have brought me to the shelter of other nice Vaishnavas who also take care of me. And I feel so at home and so safe here. So all because of you, Srila Gurudev. You are very compassionate and personified. And you really care for people and their problems, their hopes, what they need in life, which may not be what they think they need. So you are always there to correct and everything. So I just want to say how grateful I am to have your association, and hopefully we're going to have association for the rest of my life. So Thank you.
Jai. Somebody also is another unsung hero who's been serving deities for many, many years. Thank you, Janelle. Oh. Kamcha,
Dear celebrate, Bir Krishna Maharaj, Namo Vishwaraya Krishna Prasaya Buddhale Sivate Bir Krishna Goswami Tidham. Please accept my humble obeisance to the rest of the lotus feet. I am very pleased to be able to glorify you on your auspicious day of your appearance. You are deeper and deeper realization of the absolute truth. You are showing how to live the truth, to remember Krishna and relate to him as a person. Your example of worshipping and following the previous acharya and uplifting to those of us who are struggling in the lower consciousness. You are an extraordinary personality, can see only the victory ahead. You lead the way on the path of the detachment, knowledge and devotion. You always try to engage your mind, body and work in Krishna's service. You are also always constantly engaged in the Srila Prabhupada's service, humbly pushing on his mission to spread Krishna consciousness movement everywhere. Now, Srila Gurudev, you are most humble and merciful to your service, followers, and also other devotees like me. We always notice that your business is to bring the fallen soul to the spiritual platform and always guide them. Please be kind to us and grant us more and more your divine association. All glories to Srila Gurudev on your auspicious appearance day. Your humble servant Satya Das and family.
Jai. That's your brother. I've been getting his association for many years when he was in Charlotte area, the Belmont area, and I remember visiting and seeing him worship Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra, always just like calm and collected and Krishna conscious in all circumstances. Thank you for all your service and your enthusiasm in serving. All right. Oh, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Sri Bhakti Krishna Goswami. There were so many obstacles that happened to get this message to you, for me personally. So I overcame them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I overcame all the obstacles to get this message to you.
My most humble accolades from this unqualified, unworthy fallen soul. Just to say, I am grateful. I am grateful. It's not a word that can express everything that I am feeling and experiencing here. I've been here a very short time, and in that time, I've come to appreciate the real rust that is here. The rust between the devotees, the rust with you just walking by, the rust is knowing that you're here. It is truly something very divine happening here. And you're the one at the center. And like they said, that you're like the drop that make the ripples go through the lake. You truly are. It can be felt. There is truly support and compassion and growth happening here. I was a soul that has been on the path for a while, but circumstances brought me to be completely alone. And then the mention of this temple came to me, and I came, and that was it. I knew where I had to go,
It's Krishna's direction and Krishna's plan. And I hope that this day and going forward, there are many more days that we get to experience your truly blessing of the spiritual and the message from Krishna, that you can continue forward. For many of us, this is kind of like out the air we breathe, or the food we eat. It is completely necessary. And I just wanted you to know that that this is truly an oasis from the material illusion. I've never met anything or anyone like this, and I truly hope that all of you can stay and continue on.
Haribo, Radhe Radhe. Also, a humble servant rendering very nice service, working with Gopal to serve the deities, and I appreciate that very much. And always enthusiastic, always saying Radhe Radhe. It makes me think I'm back at Govardhan. One time I was in Mayapur and I said Radhe Radhe and I got chastised for it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No, Radhe Radhe. Okay. Oh.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Wow, what a nice surprise.
Well, just wish you all the best for the new year.
Thank you. Thank you. What a nice surprise. It's always nice to see your smiling face and all the help you've rendered and helped coordinate things for all these years. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Please continue helping, and we're so grateful to you. So grateful. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Gurudev. Wish you a happy Vyasa Puja. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Dutale Srimati Bir Krishna Goswami Namine. Namo Hamsanikasaya Prabhupada Kriyayate Shuddha Suddhi Nistabhyam Tasya Vakyanuvade. Gurudev, thank you so much for giving me rebirth to a whole family. This is the best congregation that you have established. I have been to many congregations. This is one of the, I would say, jewels. I mean, I really truly say that because I have lived in other congregations, but there's none close to this congregation. What you have established here is just amazing. Thank you so much, Gurudev, and for your compassion, and we are so much obliged to all the services that you have empowered on us. Thank you so much, Gurudev.
Haribo! He's not living here anymore, unfortunately. He moved away. Because of job. But he comes back for festivals, and so thank you for your loyalty, dedication, and give my blessings to your good wife.
I think Guru Prabhu flew in specifically to head up the feast today, so many thanks.
Haribo!
Hare Krishna Gurudev. Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Srimati Bir Krishna Goswami Namo Hamsanikasaya Prabhupada Kriyayate Namo Vishnupadaya Srimati Bhakti Swami Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Srimati Bhakti Swami Happy Vyasa Puja Gurudev. Krishna is the Vedas says Krishna is the seed giving father, but I have not seen Lord Krishna, but I am seeing you in your form. So you are our seed giving father for everything. Thank you so much for bringing us this matchless gift of Sri Radha Golokananda. I know it's not easy. Because of you, we have everything for all age groups, including Guru Group for children and Bhakti Lakshans for all age groups.
and now you are trying to bring all devotees together closer to the temple. That's another big project. I know it's not easy. So many efforts. You are always tirelessly working, and you are simply a role model of simple living and higher thinking. Such a compassionate soul. I have not seen anybody like this. And thank you for giving me shelter after my Bhakti Swami Maharaj left this world. As Govindas Prabhu was saying, we never felt being lonely, becoming orphans because of your shelter. Thank you so much for being here for us and leading this congregation. I couldn't imagine myself where my life would be without this temple and Bhakti Vrikshas and congregation. I appreciate your humble moment service, and I just want to invite a small drop of it from Maharaj. Please forgive me for offenses.
Haribo. Nice offering. Appreciation. Appreciation is very nice. How long is this program going to go for? How much was a little longer?
As long as the tolerate.
All right. I mean, you're all right. No, I'm not. It's not hungry. That's not the problem. Haribo.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gurudeva. I'm talking to you today by imagining myself that I keep my head at your lotus feet. Prabhupada said many times, Guru gives Krishna, Guru gives Krishna, Guru gives Krishna. I have approached you all the time with, please, I have this desire, I have that desire. Every time you blessed me with everything. Very recently, one big event happened in our life. I got that massive heart attack. And then just before getting 10 minutes before, you specially blessed me. I just think that is the only reason why I am able to talk today. Also, you visited me in the hospital also. While I was going through the pain, I had the physical pain, but never felt any sorrow or mental pain, or did not have the fear of dying. That's when actually I understood. Guru gives Krishna. So on my tongue, Krishna and Radha was always there while I was going through that. So thank you very much for everything, Maharaja. And I'm still, because I'm kind of this person, I keep on asking you so many blessings in the future also. So thank you very much, Maharaja. Hare Krishna.
Haribo.
On this occasion, we sincerely pray on your lotus feet that please remove all the obstacles in the heart so that we can serve you in a better way. I'm so thankful to you, Maharaj. Here I am the one who got the kindest blessings from you. I'm forever thankful to you. I cannot imagine my life without you. Thank you for all the devotees who pray for us. And please engage us in your lotus feet service. Thank you.
Compassion, you always teach everybody about compassion. And then you have so much of compassion. Normally, if you do a small service to Guru, then he will be pleased. But we have not done anything, Maharaja, but you saw us and said, okay, I am now satisfied, so let me bless you. So thank you very much for keeping us alive in this world, material world, and then please bless us so that we can come back with you to the Goloka.
Haribo.
Hare Krishna.
Back to Godhead. Back to Godhead. Not too soon, though. Many plans.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please, my humble obeisances, all grace to Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, I'll make my Vyasa offering a little later, but I wanted to make an offering at your lotus feet for your pleasure of our scores for Bhadra Purnima. So Bhadra Purnima was in September, and many devotees here really put in the effort to distribution of Bhagavatams, and I'm waiting for a very auspicious day to make an offering, so I thought it was better than today. So for the pleasure of Sri Radha Guru and Srila Prabhupada, His Holiness Bir Krishna Goswami Maharaj, and all the assembled Vaishnavas, we actually started up with a goal of 51 Srimad Bhagavatam sets for this Bhadra Purnima, but for the pleasure of all of Vaishnavas, and Maharaj will announce that we distributed 88 Srimad Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Book Distribution ki, His Holiness Bir Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki.
It's amazing. I mean, we're one of the top temples in America. Not the very top. I mean, there's the second Atlanta temple that did so many books that I can't even count them. So, but as far as our size, amazing, and it's all due to the devotees' hard work under the coordination and inspiration of Dichin Ryan Prabhu. And the worldwide efforts of Vyasa Prabhu, who was just like pushing, and sending thank you notes out to everybody after the marathon. I got 2. Okay, thank you. So, who's next?
Hare Krishna. Namo Shri Hare Krishna Krishna Srimati Bir Krishna Goswami Namo Sankasata Lapriyate Sutta Sutta. Happy Vyasa Maharaj. This is an auspicious day for us to celebrate and kind of get an opportunity for you to speak to you and see all the devotion from all the devotees in kind of devotion that everybody that we aspire to acquire. We were all living, thinking that we were happy in the material world. But you sent your disciples and to get us awakened, like Jiva Jago, wake us all up, and happily rolling in this material world. But by sending devotees like Alachana and Prabhu and going to the remote places where most of the saintly persons cannot reach, but still, you put efforts in sending and propagating the Prabhupada's mission. Thank you so much. We are so much indebted to you, and please bless us that we can take the Prabhupada mission and your mission to go forward in the future. Please engage us in your service.
Haribol! Very nice prayers. Okay. Oh, nomination. Haribol, Davaneshwari Puja. She's been with us for many years, just remains faithful in spite of so many challenges. So,
Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances, and I would like to thank you for everything, and also whenever I come, you always bless me with a smiley face, and also I'm in touch with you through email, and I would like to continue my service and be here in the temple with you for a long time. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Haribol. Okay. Who's next?
My dear Gurudev, wishing you a very happy Vyasa Puja. I offer my sincere thanks to you for saving a fallen soul like me and offering protection from ways and assurance to take us all back to Godhead. Like our grand gurus, Srila Prabhupada, you are gathering a huge monkey army, helping you build a bridge to Goloka Vrindavan. I am like a tiny squirrel trying to help you in your mission in a very small way. Your steadfast determination to hold your classes from the airport when you are traveling and even after your surgery is a great inspiration to all your disciples. I hope and pray to you, Gurudev, please guide and bless me so I can be a worthy disciple of His Grace, Bir Krishna Goswami. May the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, give you a long and healthy life to make this world a better place. Thank you for everything, Gurudev, your humble servant.
Very nice.
Hare Krishna Gurudev, please accept my most humble obeisances. All glories to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. I wish you a very happy Vyasa Puja day. I feel so blessed being in your shelter since you have very kindly accepted me as your disciple. I am so happy to find you as my Guru. Whenever I see you, Gurudev, I feel the presence of Srila Prabhupada. It's so wonderful, your association, and to read with you every day, 5 p.m. every day with you. If someday I don't attend your class, I feel something is missing from my life. It's just taking your darshan gives so much happiness. I aspire to imbibe the quality of humbleness as that attracts me the most. I appreciate how you're so approachable. I emailed you one day and to my surprise you responded so quick. I was like, Gurudev has responded me. I was like, I don't know when I will get the response, but I got the response in few hours. Thank you always for guiding us. I request you to please bless me. It's your blessing that I'm asking blessing from myself so I can become humble like you. And on this auspicious day, I pray to Krishna to keep you in the best of health so we can serve you more and more, celebrate more Vyasa Pujas and growing bhakti in your association. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, all glories to your feet and Shri I just want to say, Maharaj, I mean, we've been to many places. You know, we started our journey long time back in 2000 with the ISKCON, and I've been to many temples, and we've been looking all around to have shelter in Krishna and Guru. But we lived in Chicago also many years. Then when we came here, and first time when I saw Radha Guru and I fell in love with that. And when I first time saw you, Maharaj, giving a lecture in the temple room, I don't know what happened to me, and I said, you know what, something what I was searching for, and I think I found it. And we will keep coming, going, and the association of devotees and everybody here, and they will keep encouraging us. And we had a desire to have a shelter from you and initiation from you. With the help of, devotee, blessing of devotee, Kirtira Mata Supriji and Ajay Govindas Prabhu. And they just, I heard and we read, Krishna's sudden mercy, the causeless mercy from Krishna, and it comes through Guru. And we just, open our heart with Mataji and Prabhuji, and they say, oh, it's okay, go ahead. And they approached you, and you just took a second, and you took us into the shelter. And we are very thankful to that, Maharaj. And the mercy didn't stop there. And then next year, we just wanted to have second initiation, and we had a desire for that. Again, Mataji approached, and then you mercied your shower on us. And we are so thankful, Maharaj, to having us in your shelter, lotus feet. And we want to have continued blessing, and we want to serve you many more years. Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Please accept my humble, respectful obeisances unto your lotus feet. Wishing you very happy Vyasa Puja. And we are so grateful that we are now here in Hillsborough because you were encouraging us to move to Hillsborough, so finally we made it. And also, thank you so much for giving us New Goladathon here so we could do tiny service, though I can't do it much because of my health problems. But again, we are so grateful. We are here, part of this community. And again, wishing you a happy Vyasa Puja and many, many years ahead. Hare Krishna.
Very nice.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, this is an most humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Today I'm reflecting that 30 years you've been in my life. Our family moved here in 1992, and you were one of my first Shiksha Gurus, and I remember as a child being so touched by your welcoming and kindness to the children and how you would chant with us, and that impression of your absorption in the chanting that really had an impression on me as a child. And the way you would sing bhajans at the end of each morning program that also brought a lot of attraction for the bhajans of the great acharyas in my heart. And your steadiness, of course, in your sadhana. Maharaj, I just want to thank you so much for giving us this wonderful community and radical Lokananda service, and for always encouraging us, guiding us in all ways. And please bless us on this day that we can serve Srila Prabhupada's mission and serve the devotees in your wonderful community. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Half of the team with it, did you? They work together so wonderfully. I mean, amazing, transcendental cooperation and love. That's real household life. And now here's the other half of Temple President. He working together with his wife and Tota Gopinath, just humbly serving, and he doesn't get any adulation at all. And he supports everything. Flowers and supporting everything. Okay.
No adulation, sir. Namo Krishna 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 Bhutale. I want to wish you a happy Vyasa Puja, and I also pray that Krishna blesses you with good health throughout the up and coming years so that you can serve Prabhupada as you see fit. I also want to thank you for allowing me to serve, for my family to serve. I know for serving Radha Lokananda nicely and serving the Vaishnava and the whole Goloka community here nicely, that's very pleasing to Prabhupada, and if we're pleasing Prabhupada, we're pleasing you. So thank you very much for allowing us to serve and advising us and helping us to move further, all of us to move further in our spiritual life and come closer to Prabhupada and most importantly coming closer to Krishna. So again, thank you very much and happy Vyasa Puja.
Jai. Jai Gopinath Ki Jai.
happy birthday and happy Vyasa Puja, of course. Something that I thought I would say very short is that this community is a representation and an expansion of what's coming from your heart. That's the bhakti from your heart is being represented in this community. Thank you so much.
Haribol! So,
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Haribol!
Thank you. Maharaj, I want to thank you for installing the beautiful deities, and I know many of them they just go there. But a lot of times when I go to the, especially when I look at the Radharani, it looks like she is responding. Frankly speaking, they are really beautiful deities. And I think that's one of the reasons initially when we thought of moving the temple to another location, because without the blessings of the deities, we cannot move. And I think, I don't know, many of ISKCON, here older community, they know that thing. But I definitely feel it's just because of Srimati Radha Golokananda power. The deities are here and they are very powerful, and I know many devotees who wish their dreams, if they fulfill. There are some of the devotees that they want to come back when they were living out of the town. They came back just because they were wishing that they want to come back in front of the Radha Golokananda, and the Radha Golokananda took care of them coming back to the Radha Golokananda community. And this is very beautiful community, Maharaj. Thank you for that. And with the interest of time, I want to say a lot, but I echo all the disciples what they said. It really makes, I want to say the same thing, but the same one. And I know I'm not initiated, but I want to tell you one thing. When you might have seen in the olden days when you went to India, one of the family member will go to the bus and they make a reservation for the seats for the family members. The same thing. I can say Arundhati Prayasi, she boarded the train, spiritual train. Probably eventually we will also board that one. It's all Krishna's mercy plan. When and where, don't know yet. But that's what I'm thinking. Thank you, Maharaj, for taking care of everyone. And really.
Haribol! That's a commitment. Okay, Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to your service to Prabhupada and to ISKCON. Wish you a very, very happy Vyasa Puja Maharaj. Ever since we moved here a little over 5 years ago, I have seen how approachable you are, how humble you are, and especially the mood of service that has been cultivated in this temple is just so wonderful. I appreciate a couple of things, Maharaj, that especially when you sing the Lord Nrsimhadev prayers, it just feels like you're calling out to Lord Nrsimhadev from your heart, and He's going to be right there to bless us all. And that is just such wonderful, touching bhajan. Another wonderful bhajan, Maharaj, that I like of yours is Hanuman. It's just so wonderful. It just seems that, whenever we talk about Krishna and we talk about Lord Ramachandra, Hanuman is already there. So if we call out to Hanuman, it's just like he's listening out to you and he's going to be here to bless us all. Maharaj, I'd like to thank you for giving us the support and guidance and directions, especially after my Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Maharaj departed to serve Srila Prabhupada in another planet. And the support, the love, the affection that you have showered on us is just totally immeasurable. And also, Maharaj, thank you for allowing us to serve in this temple. I think we have this wonderful ability to engage devotees in the services based on their mood and based on their sincerity, based on the certain level of surrender. And I think based off of that, you've engaged so many devotees in so many different kinds of services. And we've seen how this temple is growing and is flourishing, and the community is really working together. And so that's just really a wonderful, nice opportunity to be in and serve the deities, serve yourself, serve all the different devotees. So Maharaj, on this day, my prayer to you, my request is, please bless all of us, please bless us so that we can continue to be of service to you, and we may be able to render service to the devotees, we may be able to render service to the deities and yourself. Thank you so much, Maharaj. I wish you a very, very happy Vyasa Puja once again.
And we are depending on Vikashananda Krishna and the Narayan for a lot of the future things going on. So when we do Tulsi and Jagaguru, a few more.
I'll speak if Tulsi speaks.
I'm getting old.
I'll speak if Tulsi speaks.
She's humble.
Well, I'd like to thank you for this year. I got the opportunity to come down to your house and be there, walk up and clean your house, and I want to thank you for entertaining with me and just speaking to me very kindly. I know if I had somebody coming down repeatedly to my house, I would probably ignore the person after a while. But you speak and you just have entertaining conversation. I know it's just for my benefit. And also, because of you, my mantra is coming back in 2 weeks. So I want to thank you for being the attractor for such people like Maha Mantra and other great devotees. And I just thank you for that, and that gives me meaning in life and just fulfillment and all good needs met. Thank you.
Jaga's a real brahmachari. He's been serving for so many years here and humbly assisting. I'm just so thankful for his presence, and he's expert in so many different fields. He cooks, he preaches, he keeps the computer system going, everything, What doesn't he do? All right, so go follow Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, I just want to say my special thanks to you for everything that you did for me for the last 26 years. And my special thanks to Giriraj, your daughter, so I can go on the altar and I can decorate him. And when I decorate him, then I will especially pray for a long and happy life, so we can be protected under the shelter. Hare Krishna.
Haribol! Krishna Priya is extremely humble. And she's just like, so much etiquette. You're such a great devotee. Isn't it? A really good devotee. I mean, just amazing devotee. Writes books. Okay. Okay, your turn.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, this is a very humble obeisances on this most auspicious day of your Vyasa Puja. I am actually speaking from me and for my husband. We are praying to Krishna to give you wonderful health and long life so we can serve your most beloved Srila Prabhupada many years to come. There is so much we should thank you for, because you've been always there for us, and your love, your support, your guidance, your prayers really means most to us. And I remember when I came in this temple, what most attracted me to you were your classes, how you spoke about Krishna, your classes. And I remember I've been always so inspired, like, oh, when I go to the temple, like, I'm flying like 2 meters above the ground. So, thank you for your prayers. In December, I had a hard time, and you'll be there for me too. And the other day you met me and you told me, but Govinda, why you did not tell me when your mother passed away? I would pray for her. But even if I didn't tell you, I'm sure that you did pray, because in a way I felt uncomfortable when my nephew left, and I would bombard you with messages, with pictures, and I was crying and begging you to pray. And after that, somehow I did not feel that I should ask you, but I'm sure that you pray. So you are the most important person in our lives, along with our Diksha Gurus. We love you the most, and we ask you for blessings to become better devotees, better cooks, to do more service, to render, to be more and more devotees, and to serve you life after life. And thank you so much for your love to us. Hare Krishna.
Jai! And Govinda and her husband are there whenever there's a feast, whenever there's a program. I mean, just like faithful devotees. I mean, I always enjoy visiting them in their home. So, marvelous, thanks.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Gurudev. So, dear Sri Gurudev, our koti Dandavat Pranams to your lotus feet. Wish you a very, very happy Vyasa Puja and appearance day. Our prayers to Sri Radha Golokananda, Sri Giriraj, and Lord Nrsimhadev to bless you with excellent health, their protection, and loving devotion. We are very fortunate and blessed by having a very beautiful and blissful community established by your tremendous sacrifice and dedication to your Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. You are very simple, easy to approach, a practical and pragmatic in guiding devotees to practice their devotional service here in New Goloka Dham, without any compromise in the fundamentals of spiritual principles. Your humor is always fun, fresh, and blissful. So, Maharaj, so many ways, numerous ways, you serve each and every in this community, and your service, your dedication, and pure love for your Guru Maharaj. You always say, all you want is, you are not interested in going Goloka Vrindavan. If you can serve your Guru Maharaj, that's your ultimate. You keep telling this all the time. And that your dedication simply shows by really this community has come along and gotten so big and so blissful. Anyone ever comes once to this community, they are very, very much attracted. That simply shows your love to your Guru Maharaj Srila Prabhupada, and service to his body is Khan. So much to say about that, but you are simply incredible. Whatever can one say is not enough. So with these few words, I just trying to stop my talk, give a rest to others. Thank you so much, Maharaj, having us helped in numerous ways. Your humble servants, insignificant servants in your service, Lakshmi Devi Dasi and Madhava Das. Hare Krishna.
She's back there.
Ready?
Yeah.
She didn't want to before.
Extension.
Hare Krishna, Shri Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisance and honors to you. Here in stage in this forum. Dear Shri Gurudev,
staying in New Goloka for so long. Sometimes
Next
I
project.
wish to stay here the rest of my life and learn how to serve with proper attitudes. I pray to you to help me remove all impediments that come across from time to time. Please forgive all my offenses. I am debt to you for guiding me in my spiritual life, all that I feel so much separation. Your servant separation from you. Your servant Chaitanya.
Chaitanya has been serving and assisting me for so many years, and just, she's so essential in the deity worship here. I mean, if you look at a deity plate and it's clean and sparkling, you can see yourself on it, then you know that Chaitanya's cleaned it. I mean, that Prabhupada said, cleanliness is next to godliness. Prabhupada said the temple should be revolutionary clean. So that's very important. So, we're nearing an end.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please remember some other lessons related to speak. My grace is Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, I've been meditating on how you are setting such a wonderful example as a disciple and also as a guru to all of us. Like your commitment to Srila Prabhupada, like over decades, is just so wonderful that decade, year after year, you're just like so committed to serve and then grow in Uttarakhand. And then also how you encourage everyone in, like, you know, different devotees, families, they have different moods to serve, and your mood is always encouraging them in their service, and it's so inspiring. And I think many devotees have pointed out that the mood you create in New Goloka is very unique. There may be other temples that may be much bigger, but that mood that is in New Goloka is very, like the family mood, that loving mood, and it's all because of you that you have created such a wonderful mood. So today on the auspicious Vyasa, I would like to thank you first of all for giving my wife and me the opportunity to serve. You know, this is the greatest blessing that we can serve in New Goloka Dham, and it's because of your kind mercy. So thank you so much for the opportunity to render some service, and also we'd like to thank you. I personally feel that it's really, I feel so blessed to have your association, that you're always there to guide, to connect. I can reach out to you and ask questions, and just that having that connection with you is really such a great fortune for me. So I'm very, very grateful, Maharaj, for your concern for me, your care for me, and your guidance. And also, I would like to on this day beg for any forgiveness. Many times I just reach out to you, and I feel that I'm making so many offenses at the street. So please please forgive me for all my offenses, and please continue to guide me. I'm begging for empowerment that we can grow in this New Goloka Dham, and grow in our preaching in Makayana and book distributions. I'm begging for your blessings and your empowerment for our entire congregation. Thank you so much, Maharaj.
I'm unlimitedly grateful to Aditya Narayan Prabhu and his wife, Radha, and because they're doing things that I couldn't do, and just dedicated to Prabhupada's heart, which is the book distribution. I used to distribute books when I was young. And it's dedicated to that, and then organizing these different festivals. I mean, sometimes I see so many people, so many things going on, I just like go, oh my God, how is it going on? But behind the scenes, there's Aditya Narayan Prabhu and his team who are organizing everything, and so things go on like clockwork. So thank you unlimitedly. And so thank you very much. And also I'd like to thank Jay, who just informed Aditya Narayan Prabhu that he has commitments for about $200,000 for additions or expansions or whatever is going to be done with the temple in the future. So thank you very much. Really appreciate that. I mean, we're dependent on the help. I mean, I don't have a job. So,
Is there anyone else who would like to speak that hasn't had
The opportunity.
you
Anyone else?
want to let Cole say a word or two?
And Harivenu
Oh,
also.
Harivenu, okay.
Hare Krishna Gurudev. Please accept my humble obeisances and your modesty. Thank you very much for accepting me as your disciple. And please forgive me if I have done any mistakes. And please give me the strength to take your instructions forward. Thank you very much.
Haribol!
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dada Pranam, Happy Vyasa Puja. Thank you so much for bringing this community together, have this wonderful temple, bringing in these wonderful deities that everybody is attracted to. Whenever I see my daughter getting attracted to Krishna consciousness, I feel very thankful for having this wonderful community. Thank you.
Haribol! And finally, Cole. Dr. Cole.
Dr. Cole.
Star.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Maharaj. I've only known you for about a month, but I just wanted to say thank you for allowing me to talk to you every week in the gazebo. Just ask any questions I have. It's made my, sorry, I've been a month. I've only known you for about a month, but it's made my stay much better. Yeah.
Haribol! Okay.
Jai Shri. Mahatma Das? Yeah.
Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my gratitude, and I just want to take this opportunity to ask for your forgiveness if I have committed any offenses to you, and just please bless me to help me to be able to connect with you more. Please, big heart. Thank you.
Haribol! Okay.
Hare Krishna Desire, Ventilation to Bir Krishna Goswami, Namaste, Shani, Bhakti, Hare Shri, Shri, Vyasa, Thank you, Shri. I was telling Giriraj earlier today that you to make a birthday card, and the children made a card for you. They're going to give it to you. But I said that we need to thank Srila Gurudev because he built this temple. Long time ago, there was nothing here. It was just a plot of land. And Srila Gurudev built this temple. And he asked me, "Where were you, Mommy?" And I said, I was a little girl at that time. It was a long time ago. And because of what you've done, Srila Gurudev, we have this wonderful opportunity, to experience the Holy Realm. You brought us Vrindavan, you brought us Govardhan. You've given us this amazing spiritual education. I see you as my ultimate example. You've been so patient and kind and tirelessly giving with me, and I can, when I'm tired and frustrated, and as a parent, I just think of how you have just been tirelessly patient with me. So you are my example in this way. I want to say that I miss you and your association, and this one memory was coming to me, and I wanted to share it with you. So back in 2001, there was the one of the South India trips. This was the first one that I know of that you took disciples down. And you gave me the task of being the medic, and but you gave me these other tasks, which was much more fun and really just kept me going during that time. You asked me to find you saffron cloth so that you could make a ganda there. You asked me to find you some bananas in Jagannath Puri, and saffron cloth is hard to find in Jagannath Puri, and very hard. And you asked me to find a guitar while you were in Tirupati. And we searched all over the city and we found it. And you used that guitar to sing at the Gorpani festival. And you sing Gaya Gora Madhur Sore. And it just felt like I was a part of something. And that just keeps me going, to be connected to you in that way, to just be determined. Just be determined and persistent, and to know I'm doing something for my new day. And that's all I want. So, thank you.
Thank you, Jayashri. Jayashri is helping so many devotees with their different issues. So is that it? One more. Okay, that's it. Last one, you promised.
Hare Krishna, my dear spiritual father, happy Vyasa Puja day. Thank you so much for giving us the new Glokanam of my spiritual family. And thank you so much for giving us Shri Radha Glokananda, my worshipful beloved deity. Aren't they the most sweetest and the beauty personified in the whole world? Aren't they? Thank you so much, Maharaj, for your blessings and empowering us to help North Carolina State University students. So many of them are benefiting because of your empowerment. They get to know who Krishna is. Thank you so much. May Shri Radha Glokananda bless you with good health and the choicest blessings.
Okay? Okay. Okay, so can I say a few words? And then we'll proceed with it. I'm not going to say that many words. Okay, so Om Gana Timirandasya Gananjana Shlakaya Chakshur Militam Yena Tasmai Shigurve Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who so kindly opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge while I was blinded in ignorance. So it's actually very important to say the translation or give the translation, because many times people recite different verses and it just pours out of their mouths because, you know, an automatic pilot, and you don't really think about it. So I've actually, even recently, developed more of a habit of actually thinking of the translation of different, either thinking or speaking the translation of different prayers as we say them. I mean, just about a year and a half ago, I started to really say Prabhupada's pranam mantras much more loudly, as everybody noticed in the morning. Previously, it was etc. But now when I say, it's a deliberate action on my part. Not that I'm simply getting older. So, Nama Om, and as I'm saying them, I'm actually thinking of the meaning, which actually brings happiness to the heart. When you actually think of what you're doing in Krishna consciousness, of course, if you think of what you're doing in the material world, it's going to make you miserable. Like if you're just working for no purpose, I'm working like an ass. just like the proverbial ass that Prabhupada talked about. But if you're actually thinking, oh, I'm working for Krishna, giving results to Krishna, serving Krishna, then Krishna consciousness, every step becomes a source of ecstasy. Even saying one's pranam mantras becomes a source of ecstasy. You know, offer my obeisances and the lotus feet of His mind, Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, so dear to Krishna and the served. And then you have Namaste Saraswati Devi. I offer my obeisances unto Srila Prabhupada, who was a servant of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and come to the Western world to eradicate or smash personalism and voidism. So it's just like personalism, and then you think about what personalism and voidism is. You know, it's just so horrible. You know, there's no God. Of course, there's scientific materialism, which Prabhupada spent a lot of time smashing. So it's really enhanced my own Krishna consciousness. You know, as you get older, somehow or other, you get wiser, hopefully, if you continue with Krishna consciousness. And so the more I proceed in Krishna consciousness, the older I get, the more attentive I get to different details. It's a really interesting phenomenon. So that's my advice to everybody, to get more attentive to the details and the purpose and the reason why you're doing what you're doing. You know, the why question is probably more important than the what, how, what, when, etc. You know, like if Gopal's buying a boga for the deities, I'm buying it to serve Radha Golokananda, to serve the community. Then it's very ecstatic, and then it's not a slog anymore, isn't it? If you think like that. So, that's one point. The main point I wanted to talk about today was to make a request from all of you. Because we are at a situation or place in Nugaloka, I know where isn't the place, but we're at a point in Nugaloka where we desperately need help to continue. On myself, I don't have the energy, the external energy. You know, I still have energy to speak and chant and everything. But I don't have the external energy to manage anymore. And, you know, I plan on retiring from the GBC, you know, this year, you know, next Mayapur Festival. I mean, that's my plan. And because I feel that Prabhupada would want me to share my realizations and preaching during the, I don't want to say fag end of life, during the final years. Well, I don't want to say final years, because hopefully it's a little bit more than final years, but during this period of life, you know, reading about many great devotees, you hear that the kings, when they got to be 50, they would head to the hills. Not that I want to head to the hill, except for going on the hill. That would be nice. What? Hillsborough. Oh, that's interesting. But, yeah. But to be able to share with the devotees, because what I really like to do is, you know, share, be compassionate with the devotees, help the devotees, advise the devotees, be with the devotees, facilitate the devotees' spiritual advancement. I mean, that's really what I'd like to do. You know, previously when you're young, you get some jollies out of management. Thinking you're the controller, thinking you're building a building, you know, with my own hands, basically, I built the building, you know. But when you get older, it's like, you know, it becomes something deeper in life. Something deeper in life. And I feel that Prabhupada wants me to do this. So, my request to everybody is help with the temple, especially the deity worship, the grounds and everything. And then, you know, we have a plan. I don't have a plan. But Aditya Narayan Prabhu and Vikashananda Krishna are going to be contacting different devotees. You know, everybody, you know, you come from Greensboro, you come from Cary, you come from Apex and everything like that. And everybody thinks, oh, things are working, things are going on so nicely here. well, we need your help. Or else things are not going to be able to be going on. I mean, just to be frank about the whole thing. I mean, I see things, holes that need to be filled, that should be filled. And we need the help. And Krishna needs your help. I mean, he doesn't need anything, but he wants you to help. And so, I know people who live 35 minutes away. Boy, that's a long distance. But I know in other temples, like Chicago and other temples, people travel for an hour from one side of the city to another. Like New York, they travel to go to the Brooklyn temple from Queens or something like that. Queens is actually pretty close, takes some time. So, so I'm asking for sacrifice. I mean, and that's blissful sacrifice. When you're serving Krishna, waking up early in the morning, coming, doing duty service, helping with something in the temple, cooking, it's actually very blissful because there's a higher purpose, there's a why there. And that's really important. If you remember the why, it's not a slog. Remember that. Then everything becomes happy. Even digging ditches. Even digging ditches becomes a source of bliss. Cleaning pots. I remember when I joined the Krishna conscious movement, one of the first services was cleaning pots and cleaning the bathroom. God forbid. And so I was happy. I remember scrubbing the pots, hearing how Prabhupada said you have to be able to see yourself in the pots, shining, even the bottom that's usually black. And I took great joy in doing that. So anyway, that's my request, and we're very happy with everything that devotees have said, and it encourages me, not in a sense of false ego, encourages me to go on serving more. And I understand whatever qualities you see that I may exhibit come because of my connection with His divine grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who was actually an ocean of compassion. And the original ocean of compassion, Bir Krishna Goswami, Sindhu, Dinabandhu, Jagatpate, Gopesha Govika Radhakanta, and Namaste, is Krishna. And from that ocean comes so much more. From the ocean of compassion. I remember hearing in class this morning that there was a statement, and I agree with that devotees are more compassionate than Krishna, but actually the compassion is coming from Krishna, that Krishna allows the devotees to exhibit more compassion than he exhibits. And the example given this morning was Krishna Das, who actually fell into the hands of the Bhattaharis in South India. When Lord Chaitanya was turned south India, Lord Chaitanya said, I don't want to see him anymore, and the devotees gave him shelter. So, this is devotee. And that Krishna wants that. Krishna is testing us to see how compassionate we are. So we have to pass. We don't have to, but we should pass the test if we want Krishna's mercy. And Krishna will test us in many ways. There'll be challenges, there'll be pains, there'll be sorrows. People won't appreciate us. We have to keep on pleasing Krishna in this particular way. So, as Srila Prabhupada's representative of the International Society of Krishna Consciousness, I want to thank everybody for your kind words and prayers. And hopefully I can serve you for many, many more years. So, thank you very much. All glories to His divine grace. Okay, so let's get this show on the road.
So if everyone would like to participate, we're going to have Pushpanjali.
And then Arti.
And then Guru Puja.
Prabhupada ki jai, Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhu Yevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
the invocation first. Om Agana Timirandasya Niranjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Svavitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Ramayam Yadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagradatam Bhagavatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Original Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Shri Vitakam Vitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vastatadesha Tarane Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namane Shivarshavani Devi Daitaya Prabhapdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Arujula Premaja Shri Rupanuga Bhaktina Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namaste Gauravani Shrimurtaye Vinatarine Rupanuga Viruddhapa Siddhantadvanta Harane Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralamba Vasambhore Padambujaya Te Namaha Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gauravirbhava Umeshtvam Nirdeshta Sajanapriyaha Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Vanchakalpa Darubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Panchatattva Bhagavatam Krishna Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti-shaktikam Namo Maha Varanyaya Krishna Prema Bir Krishna Goswami, Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya, Bhutale,
Shimate, Bir Krishna Goswami, Goswami, Indinamane, Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya, Bhutale, Shimate, Bir Krishna Goswami, Indinamane, Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, Arti. Oh. You have to leave or? Okay, thank you for coming. All right. Prabhupada. Oh, thank you. Very kind. Oh. Okay, let's get the show on the road. I'm so happy to see Getting younger all the time. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paramajapacharya Ostara Satushi Srimad His Divine Grace Savaya Charanand Bhaktivinoda Goswami Maharishna Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananda Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Brenda Seiko Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shikwe Gadadha Shivasani Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Sai Mukunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Ki Jai Majaradam Ki Jai Jagannath Swami Ki Jai Yamai Ki Jai Shimari Lasade Ki Jai Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Gaur Premananda all glories to some devotees, all glories to some devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga Shalabhopad Ki Jai, Mahom Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Vistaya Bhule, Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namani, Namaste Saraswati Devi, Gauravani Pacharya Vishesha Shunyavali, Paschatya, Deshatana. Thank you all very much. And now is Prashadam. I guess so. Yeah, I got this. What?
You want to sit in that chair or another chair?
Yeah, this chair is fine.
On this table?
Yeah, let me move all that stuff off. And I have to use the bathroom first.
Douglas bringing you something for you.
They already